Meeting to order. Lori, the roll, please.
Mr. Hoke, Mr. Polash, Mr. Will.
Here.
Mr. Split.
Here.
Mr. Pepler.
Here.
Mrs. Julian.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Lori. We have approval of the agenda for this evening. We don't have any changes or modifications. The way it is what we'd like to do tonight.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes, or the agenda, excuse me.
I'll
Okay.
second.
Any further questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have approved meeting minutes from January 15th. Any questions, discussion, corrections, additions? I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from January 15th.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further question or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We have one action item this evening. It's going to be a declaration of surplus property on Aiken Street. This was just a little background. This was something that the council had discussed probably 2 or 3 years ago already. There was a subcommittee that actually was formed at the council level to look at this and discuss this, along with the Tigert Street Bridge and the park as overall a plan and idea and what to do there. Mr. Becker was on that committee and he has since moved out of the city. The city council has been talking about Tigert Bridge lately, which is actually going to be on the council meeting on Monday to reduce that roadway down to a walking path, a pedestrian walking path and crossing that. So I told Lori, let's reach out to the staff and do this internally then, I guess, because having a subcommittee just wasn't working out and we don't have basically the manpower at city council either, because we have 6 council members, normally we have 8. So we went through looked at this from city attorney's perspective, staff's perspectives, police, fire, EMS chief, made sure everybody was on board with this and they liked it. We did actually take it to the city council at the last meeting to kind of get a thumbs up on, is this something we'd like to move forward with and pursue? We got the green light to take the next step, and the next step is here this evening in front of Plan Commission to declare it surplus property, Lud, or?
No, or just,
No?
just to acknowledge that this is a street, that this body makes a recommendation to council to vacate, that it is no longer necessary to maintain as a street in the city. 62, what is it again?
6223 subsection 5.
6223 subsection 5 provides that all issues concerning streets be referred to the Plan Commission. So it's the fact that it is a street, and this body is going to say, if you recommend moving forward, that it is not necessary to maintain it as a street any longer. That's the motion.
And just a little bit more background for the Plan Commission here is, when Tigert Street was closed, traffic on this street got very heavy with the Speed Queen, Lines Laundry and people traveling back and forth. So much so that it was actually modified and changed with a speed bump and a one-way to the north, and I think it was 10 miles an hour or something, I think. It's basically an alley is what it is. There's no substructure underneath this road, and before Travis Drake had left, I think the numbers were around $430,000 or something to actually make it a real genuine street. And if the same thing with the Tigert Street Bridge, we have mechanisms in place for Tigert Street and what's the other one, Lori? Jackson Street. And Jackson Street is a priority. It's about $750,000 to deal with that crossing. So the council has decided to, narrow up the Tigert, and therefore this comes into play with the Aiken Street. There's 2 homeowners that access property from that one-way alley, I'll call it, because it's a street alley. It's like very small, unimproved, no curb or gutter or nothing on there. The homeowners and staff, like I said, are all amenable to moving forward with this. We will be removing a section of the street in between the two to make it a separation, and then whatever our legal counsel has to do to turn this over. There will be a process. This is like one of the first steps. We talked to the council. There'll have to be a public hearing on this, Lori, in April.
It has to be at least 40 days, it's in the resolution.
Which shall not be less than 40 days from the resolution, which will go to the council on
Potentially this Monday.
Monday.
Right.
Yes. Any questions or discussion, initial thoughts? No. Haley, any questions or discussion on this? I mean, you had your agenda, you've seen it and stuff, looked at it, and you,
No, I understand it, I think it's great.
yeah, I think it'll enhance the park, it'll enhance the two property owners. You know, we mean, you know, it keeps us from finding,
There's a tree there, right?
I
So that tree will stay because it'll become part of the city's
I
property.
think it would be.
think the tree is in
Yeah.
our property,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just for clarification.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. We had looked at some lines and stuff there, and Lutta just mentioned there's a tree there, we kinda thought maybe would be on one of the homeowners' properties, but it looks like it won't be, it'll just be, we'll be splitting it on the west edge of the current roadway blacktop, from my understanding.
Okay.
So it'll enhance the whole park and benefit the property, two properties there, future resale and stuff, and like I say, we don't have money to do the Tiger Street Bridge next to it. I mean, we're talking about the Jackson at $750,000, $750,000. If we talked about the Tiger, then this, you're talking at probably almost another $1 million to stick on those two little streets that are very underutilized. And so we haven't had any objections, you know, the only thing would be, you know, the public hearing next, but no objections from the homeowner, staff, or council at this point. So the motion we're looking for, Lud,
Is to recommend to common council that they vacate and discontinue the right-of-way known as Aiken Street.
I'll make a motion to that effect,
I'll second it.
okay? We have a motion and a second. Any further questions or discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Abstain.
Motion carries with one abstention, Mr. Split, he's one of the adjoining property owners there. Good luck,
Good.
Larry?
Good.
Okay, thank you. Okay, moving on, we have a discussion item. A, it's gonna be a comprehensive plan update. As most of you are aware, we have MSA on board with us now, another tool in our toolbox, and they've been very instrumental in helping us out with numerous items so far in our community. This is another one of those that, you know, they kind of brought to our attention, and every 10 years we need to update this, and I believe the last one was in '08. So Lori is calling a representative from MSA.
Hi,
She
Rhea.
is
It's
gonna
Lori
kind of be
Ripon.
with us,
Ripon.
walking us through this, so we
Hi.
can
Is it okay if I put you
move
on
forward to the
speakerphone
common
for
council
me?
recommendation.
Okay, sounds good, hold on. Okay, Rhea, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can,
Okay. Yes, I can hear you great. On the phone, I have Rhea Hall. She's senior planner for MSA, and this is her area of expertise. And I did hand out a handout of the comprehensive plan summary that Rhea's going to go over. So Rhea, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay. So, hi, everybody.
Hi there.
Hi, I certainly appreciate you all allowing me to phone in today. Just given the current state of things, we thought this was probably the best option. So anyway, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So I've been asked by Lori to just give you a really brief overview of comprehensive planning, and then speak specifically to how we at MSA can assist you with your comp plan update. I'll be following the outline that Lori said she handed out to you, so feel free to follow along. Also feel free to ask any questions you have at any point in time. I totally don't mind if you interrupt me.
Haley, can you hear her okay?
Yes, I can,
I thought so. We have one member on speakerphone on, right next to you on the table too, so.
We got them all lined up.
You're talking to me. Great. All right, yeah, if you can't hear me at any point in time, just tell me to speak up and I'll speak up.
No, we're fine, perfect.
Okay. So, first of all, just a brief overview of what a comprehensive plan is, what comp planning is in general. So, Wisconsin's comp plan legislation was adopted in And the law says that the municipality enacts or amends anything like an official map or a subdivision regulation, a zoning ordinance, a shoreline wetland zoning ordinance, then that ordinance has to be consistent with the comp plan. And the statutes also indicate that these plans must be updated at least once every 10 years, which hence is why I'm here. So, now, what is the actual comp plan document? The law says that the document has to cover 9 topics or elements. They're commonly referred to as elements. The first of these is an issues and opportunities element. Now, most of this is straight up data that's collected from like the census. And so as an aside, right now you guys have a lot of this data in the form of background data within each of your individual chapters. And what we like to do for people when we update comp plans is take all that background data out, update it, and then put it into its own appendix at the end of the document. So that makes the comp plan, the meat of the comp plan, which is where you're talking about the goals and objectives and vision, it makes that a lot easier to read and digest. So all of that data isn't in the way, because the average Joe isn't going to want to read all of the data. So that was just an aside about the data aspect of it. So another important element of a comp plan is the land use element. This is the meat of the plan, and it's where you really dig into the vision that you have for the future of Ripon. This element includes the future land use map, which is really the backbone of your planning document. And that map is what you will be utilizing most often when you're making your consistency determinations. So like if someone comes to you, and I'm sure you use it right now, if someone comes to you for a rezoning, let's say, and they want to rezone their property to business, then you look at the comprehensive plan future land use map and you see if you actually wanted that property to be designated as business in the future. So that's the land use element. The other elements that are always covered in a comp plan include housing, transportation, utilities and community facilities, agricultural, natural, and cultural resources. So cultural resources meaning like the historical buildings and the history overall of Ripon itself. Economic development is the big one. Intergovernmental cooperation. I know you have a town that borders you and the school, Ripon College within the community that you already address cooperation with those entities within your current comp plan, which I think is great. Finally, the last element is the implementation element. And this is another important element where we compile resources for you to help you implement the vision and the goals that you set forth in the above elements, the housing, transportation, etc. So this could be identifying things like grants you could apply for. It also talks about how you can use comp plan in your annual budgeting processes. So that was a really, really high level of what a comp plan is itself. Does anyone have any questions about that? I know that was really quick.
Well, it looks like we're good.
Okay. So, and then why is this all important? I mentioned this a little bit at the beginning. The consistency requirement says that you must use a comp plan in zoning decisions. So having an updated comp plan is a really important thing to have because it does serve as the legal basis for many forms of decision making, not just zoning, but also for subdivision decisions. And you can also use it as a legal basis for budgeting decisions. It can also be used as a really good tool when you apply for grants. The state always looks more highly on communities that use their comp plan to sort of boost their grant application. So you might be more likely to get grants if you have an updated comp plan. So, and then the process that Lori wanted me to talk to you about, there's two ways in which we normally do this. So there's the traditional process, which takes a lot more time. It's a lot higher level of time commitment from both you as a commission and from city staff. This traditional process includes a series of working meetings with the planning commission, or even some communities develop a steering committee for the comprehensive plan. Excuse me. It would also include 2 completely separate public input meetings. So completely separate from any meetings which have with you as a commission. Those public input meetings would just be for the public. And then this traditional process would also include updating all of your maps. So all of the maps that are in the comp plan right now would get a complete overhaul. Now the simplified process, which is what Lori has suggested for Ripon, would just be 2 commission meetings. The first one would be to review goals, objectives, policies, and your future land use map, sort of all in one meeting. It would be sort of a high-level discussion of where you're at right now in comparison to where you were 10 years ago, and where you want to go in the future, and where you see yourselves in the future. And then after that conversation, and let's say me and my staff, we would go back and prepare a full draft plan without any interim working meetings. We would just be using our own expertise to guide the development of the draft plan. And then after we're done with that, we would then come back to you for a second meeting, during which we would review that full draft, and we would also review the future land use map, which we would also rework for you based on the feedback you gave us in the first meeting. And with the simplified process, there would be no separate public input meetings, although with the public hearing before you adopt it, that gives the public a chance to input, even though there may not be specifically meetings for public input. That hearing always will give them a chance. And with this process as well, we're not going to go in and update every single map, because in the soils map, for instance, the soils around Ripon have not changed in 10 years. So there's no need to update maps like that have not most likely changed over the course of 10 years since you made the plan before. So we would just be updating mostly your future land use map and your existing land use map, because that will have changed from 10 years ago to the present. And I actually already even got existing land use data for you guys from the East Central Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission. So I have that map actually ready to go even right now. So that's not too difficult. So that's the traditional versus simplified. And as I said, Lori is recommending simplified for you guys. And being a small community, I would probably recommend the same thing. The traditional process with the higher level of time commitments, usually municipalities do that are larger, like the Madisons, the Milwaukees, where they want to have a whole bunch of public input sessions and a whole bunch of working groups and this and that. And the impression I got from Lori is that's sort of not what you guys are interested in. You can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But, and then the one last thing I was going to cover with you guys, we had a staff meeting today at work, and we were sort of trying to brainstorm ideas about how best to handle this remotely, at least for now, because we don't know when we're going to be able to have the public meetings like we used to have them. We just don't know what's happening. So what I would propose to you is that we could do that first meeting that I talked about, the high-level discussion, just similarly to how we're doing this right now. It can be a phone conference, or I don't know if you guys have access to Skype or even Facebook Live, where we could see each other face-to-face if you don't like this phone conference idea. But kicking the process off remotely like this would actually then allow us to take your comments and suggestions and go back and begin updating the comp plan even right now. And then that will take us, probably 3-4 months to do that whole update process. And then hopefully by the time that's done, we might actually be able to meet in person again. I'm knocking on wood when I'm saying this.
Is the public hearing held in front of the plan commission or the council?
I'm sorry?
The public hearing, the final public hearing, is that in front of the plan commission or the common council?
Planning commission, yes.
Okay.
So it's in front of the planning commission. The planning commission holds the public hearing, and you can hold the hearing and adoption at the same meeting, and then you would forward it on to the council for adoption.
Okay.
So does anyone have any questions about all of that? I know that was a lot of information.
Any questions from anybody? No, and the simplified process is the preferred direction to go right now, and to be honest, the last 10 years we've been hampered here in Ripon in what we can and can't do, and I mean, the future is gonna look brighter, and I think probably when the next time comes around, I got one member here who's gonna hopefully be around for a few more years yet, and, that might be the next time to look at a more traditional style for the next go-around, and, probably start it before the 10 years is here and gone. There might be, we have a lot of TIDs and situations and sharing and stuff where there might be some more avenues and opportunities for the city of Ripon in the future, I believe, as I'm sitting here today. So I think we're on the right path right now, and to get this updated and revised and current for the city.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So what we'll have to do is that our step would be, we'll make a motion to forward this on to the common council, then we gotta take it to common council would be the next step, because they're gonna have to authorize funds from contingency to pay for this.
Okay. All right.
And then we can take the next step after that.
Okay, yeah, that sounds
Perfect.
great. I will continue to stay in contact with Lori, and if any of you have any questions at all that you think of maybe after this meeting ends tonight, do not hesitate to reach out to me or reach out to Lori, and then she can, forward the question on to me. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you guys have.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, sounds good.
You're welcome. Have a great night.
Thanks,
You
for
too.
your Bye.
Thanks. Thanks.
So Lori, just for the plan commission members, we talked about the difference there, but what's the cost difference? She just explained to us what the process is and the difference there, but there is a cost to this, and the difference in what you're actually sending forward as a simplified plan. What does that cost?
The simplified plan is $15,000 approximately, and the more traditional plan is in the $20,000 to $25,000 range.
So a $10,000 difference.
Simplified.
That's real money. That's real money.
Yeah.
Do we?
I think it'd be the other way around.
Yeah.
We would have to take money from contingency. That would be part of the recommendation to the council.
Yeah, okay. So, okay.
And this is something that came up after we went through the budget, common
So
council
we
this
get,
last
we get
fall.
whole new map, we get a new map there? Will we remap that? She
Not
didn't-
all of
She
them,
didn't say that, but
some of them.
some of them, like that land use map,
Yeah.
I would think,
Well, we'd probably get a new map, but it's not gonna be changed.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Just-
For 15,000.
I was gonna say, we gotta get some maps here.
That's a bargain.
That's what I'm thinking, get
They're not gonna review and change all the maps in the
Right.
in
No, I
the
understand.
simplified
But-
one.
Right.
But
Yeah, that one would.
That one would,
Yeah,
that's,
definitely.
I think that's really the main one.
Agreed.
So, any other questions or discussion on the process, what we're looking for? The motion would be tonight to move the simplified process forward to the common council for funding and action. Right, Len?
Correct. That's the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Gary made it.
Okay.
Gary made it.
I made it, I
Yeah,
guess.
Gary made it.
Well done, Gary.
Why repeating yourself?
Okay. So we have a motion and a second there. Are there any other questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Any other project updates, staff reports, Laurie?
Nothing from me.
Nothing to come
No.
back? Okay.
No.
And future agenda items, we just put one right on the list right now, so we'll keep this thing moving and go from there. Right now, do we have anything for next month that we're aware of?
Nothing at this time, other than the comp plan.
So just keep your emails posted, and just, you guys, here this evening, Brian's last meeting will be at the next meeting. Likewise will be myself at the next meeting. We are short one member right now, and you'll have a mayor to replace me, so that'll be taken care of, but we'll still need somebody for Brian's place then, and then also the one that we're still missing. So if anybody thinks of anybody that would be good to serve on here, certainly let us know. We'll get them confirmed at the council and get them excited about joining the plan commission. Nothing else? And thanks for everybody attending tonight and being here so we can get this thing going. So we talked about it for a little bit. And we could have canceled it, but we didn't figure it'd be too long, and it was a small group gathering, and we did some via phone, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.